So we have the ones that are in federal, and then we've got the ones in state, just to clarify that. A lot of the times the state will draw from the federal policies. So just quickly, we have the UBA, which is the Universal Basic Education Act, which ensures free and compulsory education up to junior secondary school. But I think recently they are trying to work on that. I think they're even changing the I think it's 633. I don't know what it used to be before, but I think now they're trying to make it 612. So basically, once you're in school until you're done with your secondary school, which is compulsory. And then we've got the National Policy on Gender in Education, which is meant to bridge gender disparities in access and in quality of education. And then we've got the conditional cash transfer programs. We've seen quite a number of states have adopted. I think this is a very good one. It encourages poor family to keep their daughters in school. I think that's like one of the best ones for me, and it's effective and impactful. That way there is also economic empowerment to the mothers, that they don't feel the need that they have to send their children out to go and beg. They would be in school. So the limitations would be, I think, the actual implementation of these policies, so weak enforcement if that's the case. Some policies exist on paper, right? We all know that, but they're not fully implemented due to poor funding or monitoring. I think that's the biggest challenge that I have seen in the public sector, the implementation. Just last week, Kasana State had a retreat in Kaduna, and we were being talked about policies and implementation. And really, for the 2 days, that's exactly what the governor wanted every single one of us to learn. That it's fine and good to come up with these policies, because yes, Kasana State have been coming up with a lot of policies, but he's more concerned about the implementation. And that is when you are going to be held accountable. That would be your measuring yardstick. So the second one would be funding. I personally think that there is no adequate funding for education in Nigeria. I think for the longest time, I really don't understand why they allowed that to fall to the cracks. Is it that the people in office don't believe education is important? I don't know. I would actually one day want to probably have a panel discussion with these guys and ask them. So yeah, inadequate financial investment in education, the infrastructure, the teacher training, and the scholarships. So for the teachers, honestly, as a teacher, you can't give what you don't have. And we're trying to we're trying to be at par. I'm sorry to use that word. We're trying to be at par with the educational systems abroad. They're far ahead of us in terms of technology and AI and whatnot. And what really hurts me is when I was the commissioner of Ministry of Education in Katsina, I go to secondary schools and I go to their science labs. Honestly, they're still using test tubes from 1999. That really broke my heart. So I'm thinking, how are we preparing these children? And don't get me wrong, these kids are smart. They are smart, they're willing to work, they're willing to learn. So the teachers are not properly equipped, they're not properly trained, there's no constant training, they do not have anything to give to the students. So like I said, garbage in, garbage out. Then there's of course the limitations. You can look at cultural barriers, because we do know how sensitive when it comes to our communities in terms of culture and religion. I don't want to use the word religion. I would say a lot of the time it's misinformation, misguidance, and probably lack of education for you to think that religion does not allow women to go to school. I'm a Muslim. In Islam, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's wife Khadija was the wealthy one. She was the business one. She was the one who had the money, and if anyone is going to come out and tell me, oh, religiously, I will go back to that story. And I always do. And sometimes it shuts them up because, you know, it's like we're living double standards. So a lot of us know that the culture now kind of overshadows the religion. So there's resistance from communities. I give you an example. We had the Agile project in Katsina, and some of the district heads, imams said, we're coming to westernize their daughters. We are going into communities and we're teaching them sanitation, how to use sanitary towel, how to be, you know, hygiene, you know, all these things. And they said we're coming to westernize their daughters. I mean, it was like a slap in the face for us, the government. And luckily for us, you know, His Excellency was like, no, do not listen to these people. Just go ahead and do what you need to do. So again, it's, for me, I feel like, is it lack of